I have some very disappointing news, and it has to do with Justin Trudeau, Joe Biden, and Ontario and the Canadian premiers, and a pipeline. Yes, and the second part of this video is going to be about a terrible rule Joe Biden actually allowed, and yeah, and this is, and it has to do with the disadvantage to girls and women, because yeah. Let's talk about the first topic first, though. So, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau had his first chat with U.S. President Joe Biden since Wednesday, since Joe Biden's inauguration, and so so there was, I guess there was a planned project before, so the Keystone XL pipeline with us. So Joe Biden, I guess he decided to cancel it. So I guess like that, the premiers wanted the pipeline project to go on, and this project, the pipeline project, this cost $8 billion US, and so that's pretty expensive. So Justin Trudeau had a chat with Ontario like the Canadian premiers all across from all the way from BC to British Columbia to Nova Scotia, and yeah. Because of coronavirus right now, people they're getting their jobs canceled and such. So apparently, some premiers want to go to war with the U.S. Against the USA for like the Keystone XL cancellation. Although this might be like a not like a good way to start off like that, because this was basically the first time Joe Biden, as president of the USA, met up with any other like politician outside from another country. So, although the cancellation, this may be like a bad thing, and apparently some people, the people in Alberta are very disappointed. So for the project, the Alberta government invested like Kenney, so $1.5 billion in Canadian, which is sort of equivalent of a US 1.1 billion, but so this is putting like industries in Alberta, you know. They're known for their tar sands and oil industries, and they're very successful in it. So the Keystone XL border crossing, which is installed summer 2019, but if this thing basically gets canceled, the relations between Canada and USA aren't going to turn out well. Topic number 2. Okay. Joe Biden he allowed this rule where men can go into women's bathrooms and change rooms and allowed to take part in women's sports. Well, this is already big disadvantage because so the athletic skill between males and females is sort of different. It's like that genetic thing. So technically, basically allowing someone of the opposite gender to go into like another washroom or change room of the opposite sex is like no. So if a guy goes into a girl's change room, it's a washroom, and we have a word for that: peeping Tom. So and the other word is pervert. So not only this is an issue, but we've already seen this issue happen because trans. This has to do with transgenders. So trans girls, trans female, guys to female. I think yeah, guys who switch their gender to female without actually having any surgery or anything like that. Like yeah. So technically, they may have changed their gender. However, their athletic abilities have not changed. So it has been reported that like many transgender females have stolen technically stole the opportunity for all these athletic scholarships for like that girls who work very hard to get. They can't get these scholarships anymore because they've been beaten by these trans people and. So technically, they're stealing the opportunity from girls. Another problem is technically this literally intrudes into privacies because if a male can walk into like a girl's change room and see what they're doing, peeping Tom, pervert. Although I do like the peeping Tom phrase, yeah. It's much more accurate. So that means females, they can't have their own privacy anymore, and yeah, it's an invasion of privacy. And not only that, you know, sports, yeah. If both genders were like to compete in a certain sport or anything like that, you know, obviously men are going to win, right? Because and yeah, and there's a certain reason why we have men's sports and women's sports separately, because yeah, not only is it change room issues, but it is also athletic issues, and yeah, and it wouldn't be like it wouldn't have to do with like the battle of the sexes or anything like that, because technically it is not fair, and for like Joe Biden to pass this rule, he is such a donkey. I don't know what got him to make this stupid rule, but so basically the equality of like males and females, it is like, yeah, it went from here to here. Men end up getting higher, females have been going lower, because yeah, no, females have been like working hard to like be accepted. Privacy is at least one thing like both genders need, and if you take that from one gender, technically that's not very that's not a good thing. So yes, not only the privacy issues and like, you know, this gender issues, but yeah, Joe Biden just killed some more jobs opportunities for people in USA and Canada. So you American Democrats voted for this like crazy man, Joe Biden. Look what you got. Job losses and also privacy losses. And also equality rights too. Because there needs to be like a politician out there who like who had the who can like cancel Joe Biden's like, you know, rule that allows men to go into women's washroom and change rooms and allow them to partake in sports, because you know it's not that should never be happening. Because they will, these ever since the Democrats taken over, they only wanted this equality stuff. Yet they do. It's not equality if you are allowing gender terms, like making new gender terms. I'm looking at Nancy Pelosi as I say this, but taking of privacy and opportunities from one gender is another thing that should not happen. Joe Biden is the real problem. Cancel some of its crazy rules.